A strange, unidentified man once leveled slaughtering blows to my head when I was a child on Beatty Street in front of witnesses. Well, my thoughts as I fell were not, I hate you, I want to get you, but how could somebody do that to someone else? I was bewildered. The same thought registered on Dexter King when he saw his father. I believe this bewilderment is at the root of many people's inborn pacifism. We know from history that there are exceptions to inborn pacifism where people study violence to be cruel, to be deliberate about it. We also know that there is sophisticated moral sentiment about self defense. I've seen over the years angling from groups like the National Rifle Association, which are far more interested in making a mockery of inborn pacifist sentiment than in shoring up a moral understanding of right and wrong. Certainly, I believe that people have the right to self defense. However, I do think that our native understanding of self defense should begin with appeal to moral understanding between us. One of the surest ways to defend the idea that your speech, if intemperate, is a sign of stress or mental illness is to go about your business always unarmed, refusing to threaten anybody else. But nonviolence goes deeper than a tendency to defend oneself from wrongful judicial rulings in the area of mental illness and psychosis management. We're not talking about temporary insanity or insanity of any kind when we come to nonviolence. What we're talking about is meaningful attempts to humanize and civilize people around us by reaching out to them and showing them that we're not their enemy. What happens, of course, is the premeditation to make a joke of those people comes into spin. But putting that aside, we also have conflicted situations where the right to self defense becomes a cultural question of the interpretation of the meaning of nonviolence. For example, both JFK and Martin Luther King believed that Ho Chi Minh believed that he was in the right in seeking independence and was honorably quoting the Declaration of Independence. Not everybody did. There was a terrible struggle in that country at the time. Martin Luther King believed the way to calm the passions of the society we live in was to wake people up to the question of human brotherhood, not just the Asians, of course, but more importantly, in our world, toxic racist attitudes, with the power of the illusion of race is very strong, was to remedy the problem of equality between the races in the United States of America through applied nonviolent philosophy. He studied Reinhard Niebuhr, I believe, but he studied most carefully Mahatma Gandhi. We all know that Mahatma Gandhi said that maybe violence was necessary to defeat Adolf Hitler, but somehow he himself couldn't have brought himself to do it because of the meaning it was to him as a human being. For him, refraining from violence was a difference between being a man and being an animal. I don't know what to say about the problem of nonviolence in the situation we have in the war of the Ukraine. I do know that once the Russian soldiers have been disarmed and the Ukrainian people come to them and ask, for heaven's sakes, why did you do this? Their moral sensibilities were touched. So I don't think we're dealing with bedlam in the Russian character. I think we're dealing with a strategy that we know all too well, and one which time has proven most effective simply to put down considerations of anything but protecting yourself and the civil civilization that has been attacked. We may wish for a peaceful world where all questions are brought in a fraternal way before groups like the United Nations, where nonviolence is heard first and foremost and always. But it's important that all of us consider this together.